Hey guys, Roy here from Your Golf Travel. Day 2 of my South Carolina tour. I'm at a place called Wild Dunes Resort, which from Keel Island, where I was yesterday, it's about an hour's drive, east on the other side of Charleston. And as you can see, bloody lovely looking place. It's a shame I'm not going to get time to spend some time down here soaking up the sun. But as you can probably see from my face, I did soak up the sun a little bit too much yesterday. I did put sun cream on. For those of you who like to jump in the comment section and tell me off for not doing so, just didn't reapply often enough. Shame on me, I'll make sure to do so today. But today I've got golf on the Harbour course here at Wild Dunes, and it's a Tom Fazio golf course. And that got me thinking last night. I was trying to think of a way of showing you guys this golf course and having a little chat about something which is quite prevalent in the world of golf, and that's big name course designers. So the question I want to ask you guys straight off the bat is does that mean anything to you? So you've got the likes of Tom Fazio. I'm going to go and experience one of his courses today. You've got Robert Trent Jones, you've got Pete Dye, you've got Jack Nicklaus, you've got all these big names, Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, all of whom have lent their name to the design of golf courses. And that's where a lot of courses and a lot of resorts use to market their product to golfers. So question straight off the bat, does that mean anything to you guys? Do you pay any attention to it? Do you have a favourite golf course designer? Whack some comments down below. I'd like to know what you think about that. I definitely see some value in having these types of guys and their companies involved in the design of golf courses. But we're going to talk more about this as I make my way around the golf course. I'm teeing off in about 45 minutes, and luckily the Harbour course is apparently only like a 2-minute walk from the hotel I'm staying in here at Wild Dunes. So I'm just going to get my clubs from the car. Valet parking last night, so very nice. So I'm going to have to go and get my clubs from there and then make my way to the golf course, and hopefully I'll get as good a day's weather as I got yesterday while I was at Keel Island, because that was absolutely perfect. Got that wrong. So I've been told, and hopefully they're right, it's only a couple of minutes walk to the Harbour course here at Wild Dunes. But when I get going on the golf course, I'll talk about some of the other courses Tom Fazio has designed, see if any of those jump off the page, if you guys have played any of those. And then we'll start getting into what kind of design theory some of these guys employ, and does that really ring true and have an effect on the golf courses that they've designed? And can we all tell the difference? That's the main question. Do we know a Tom Fazio design from an Arnold Palmer design, from a Nicklaus design, from a Pete Dye design? Are we all that into it? Do you really care? Some will, some won't. Let's have that good old chat about it. Right, so straight away you can see that the furthest back you can go here is 6'3". So clearly the golf here at Wild Dunes is very much the resort style setup, so not the championship punishing 7,400 yard test that you saw at the Ocean course yesterday. So I'm going to go from the backs. I mean, it's the closest-ish to where I'd usually play at my handicap club. 6'2" is where I play that, so 6'3" and a bit shouldn't be too much of a push, but I have been told it's a very narrow course and there's lots of water. And straight away I see what the marshal's talking about. There is literally no room up towards that green. No chance am I going for it. Way too far back, way too scared as well. So sensible layup into the fat part of the fairway.
Eagle just landed in the tree above me.
have to say, quality of the resort golf in South Carolina so far has properly impressed me. So, quick Google search of some of Tom Fazio's greatest golf course. You got Lake Nona, which I know the likes of Tiger Woods have been members at in the past. You got 2 courses at Pinehurst. You got the number 4 course and the number 8 course, which myself, Mark, and Lockie played on one of our Masters tours a few years back. Absolutely sensational golf course, really, really enjoyable. Got the famous Shadow Creek in Las Vegas, which I think is the world's most expensive course to play. Correct me if I'm wrong. That place looks absolutely insane. Absolutely would love to play that one day. Got Firestone Country Club, Tiger Woods' happy hunting ground. Got to visit that place one day. Got Quail Hollow, another one of the PGA Tour's best courses. Got Pelican Hill, again, one of the most exclusive courses in America. So the theme here seems to be that he hasn't ventured too much outside of the United States. I don't even know if he's actually done any courses outside the USA, I'm sure he has. But another general theme is just superb quality. I think he's designed over 200 courses to date, so I'm not going to stand here and list them all for you. But in general, Tom Fazio courses seem to be in the upper echelons of golf. Getting a little bit confused by some of these early par 4 yardages considering the total length of the course. Kind of crossing my fingers that there are a few shorter ones coming up. One of the more frustrating things in golf, flushing a long iron. I can't hit a 4-iron much better than that. Hit pretty decent drive as well. Straight down it, but it's still a yard short of the green. Come on par 4s, get shorter please. Hi, how are you?
Good?
Yeah, how are you?
Good.
I'm
I like
fine.
your little camera.
Thank you.
You got a Gatorade? Can you need a cup of
I've
ice or
got 2
anything?
Gatorades and I've got
Okay.
some waters, but all good, thank you.
All right. Well,
Might
have
see you
fun.
later. Yeah.
I know it's a long haul. Have you been here before?
No, first time.
Okay, so just be really careful when you go. You got to go like follow the path. You
Yeah.
have to cross the road. It takes a little while to get to 5.
Yeah, a starter warned me.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people start and then play this hole here, but you just keep going.
Yeah, no
he's a good
worries.
starter. He warns. Some of them don't warn people, and they're just like
Yeah.
driving
Cool.
aimlessly.
He said it's about a quarter of a mile, is that
Yeah.
right? Glad I'm not walking, put it that way.
Or drinking. That's the way you really get lost. I'll see you out there. Have fun.
Right. What a nice lady. Further proof of everyone down here in the southern states. Lovely people. Right, another absolutely gorgeous looking par 3 at the Harbour course at Wild Dunes. Got 183. Looks a lot longer than that. Maybe it's a little pin, I can't really tell, but I've been coming up short with a couple of iron shots so far, so I'm going to club up and go with a 4-iron. Definitely going to come up short if you hit the ground about 6 inches behind the ball. Are we classifying that as a fairway hit in the stats on a par 3? That was a lovely. Totally wasn't expecting to hit a shot as good as that. Chipping's not been good. Trying new things to change stuff, take the risks out of it, which is something I did a few years back, which worked for a little while. I need to get back to something like that. But very happy with that one, and I do not care what people say. I'm giving myself that putt. Right, 6th hole, slightly shorter than some of the other par 4s so far at 382, but oh my goodness, how narrow is that? Right, trying to hit a big cut, basically went dead straight. hoping that's come back or it's opened up a little bit when I get up there. Another very pretty little par 3 here at the Harbour course, but as we sweep around, and from the drive I just did, the long drive, you can probably tell that we're very much bang in the heart of a resort now. This is getting seriously tight. I'm not sure these guys knew what they were signing up for. They agreed to let me play here, but haven't hit any houses so far, so.
Do you suppose I could have a few words with the
So as I plop another ball into another bunker, a little bit higher in the face, it was kind of straight down it again, which is frustrating. I'm going to talk about Tom Fazio's renowned design traits. And I did a bit of Googling on this last night, and it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, that a lot of his courses are quite heavily manufactured. I don't see that as a bad thing. You can see that on this course, certainly, with some of the big mounding around the greens. The fairways are absolutely immaculate, and that's another thing I found when I was reading up on Tom Fazio last night, is that he spares no expense on the construction of his golf courses, so the standards of maintenance and conditioning is absolutely top class. The biggest thing that I kept noticing when I was reading things about Fazio last night was that predominantly his courses are built to be very, very appealing on the eye, aesthetically gorgeous looking, and certainly this course so far has been really, really pretty. I can only imagine what some of the courses he's built elsewhere in the United States must look like towards the top end of the price bracket, like your Shadow Creek. I mean, that place must be like playing golf off carpets with those Nevada mountains in the background. Must be absolutely spectacular as well. But that raises another question. Do we as amateur golfers, and I'm sure there's plenty of you out there who know a huge amount more about the game and its history and golf course architects than I do, but I've done my fair share of travelling, I've played my fair share of courses by lots of these top designers that I named earlier in the video, and honestly, by and large, I couldn't tell you what their predominant design traits would be. As I said, I didn't really know anything about Fazio. I had to do a lot of reading up last night, and still there wasn't a set pattern that was just like concrete. You could pick a Fazio course out of a lineup from lots of others. I know Nicklaus courses, for example, generally are quite wide off the tee, get narrower towards the greens, and the greens on those courses tend to be like crazy slopes. I know Pete Dye courses are notoriously difficult, and that's pretty much it. I'm kind of out of knowledge of golf course designers and their traits already, and as I said, I've done my fair share of travelling. So from a design point of view, and the way the course sets up and plays, what does having a top class course designer mean to you guys? Because to me, it doesn't mean a huge amount. It does mean something, but it's towards a different subject, which I'll bring up later in the video. But can you guys name any specific design traits from top course designers like Fazio, like Nicklaus, like Palmer, like Player, like Pete Dye? Let us know in the comments section. So one of the most notable things that I noticed last night while I was scanning through facts and factoids about Tom Fazio was the amount of industry awards he's won. And I wanted to look this up for you guys because I didn't want to get any of this wrong. And according to Wikipedia, which could be wrong, but there were lots of other sources as well which were saying this, he's designed more courses ranked in the top 100 in America than anyone else in the business. He's won Best Modern Day Golf Course Architect from Golf Digest, and he's also won in 1995. Fazio became only the second course architect to receive the highest recognition awarded by the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America. That's the bit I was worried about getting wrong. The old Tom Morris Award. You can read lots more about this online, and the list is just going on and on. Those are just a few examples. So Tom clearly knows what he's doing. He's built a lot of great golf courses, but the thing I enjoyed reading the most when I was doing this digging was, unlike some other big name course designers, Fazio has a personal input on all his course designs, and quite often he's doing the work from on site as well. And that's not to say the other course designers like Nicklaus et al. Don't do that, but they've got massive design companies, I know, and quite often they will have a stable of other golf course architects who obviously have to maintain certain standards, but those guys might never actually personally have any input into some of their designs. So I really enjoyed that little factoid about Fazio Fazio having a personal input to all of his golf courses. And that brings me on to my next and final point about all of these guys and the importance of their involvement in projects like this, and why I do think it's important, or it means something, to have these guys involved. Oh, driver backspin. Ow. Oh, Tom, mate, I'm sorry. I'll fix that now. You know you've hit your second shot fat, but you still got a 4-iron into your third. Luckily, I have found the putting surface. It's a good shot, so fingers crossed, no 3 putts. So quite an unusual thing about this course, as I mentioned earlier, is the difference between the length of something. This is 5.66. It's a long old par 5, and then you've got, you know, you look on the back nine, you've got 321 par 4, lots of short par 3s, so 140. 150, 160. And I guess that's the nature of having to squeeze a golf course into a resort setting like this. He's kind of working with the land he's got, so that's where you get that jump in the yards just between holes. Must admit, I was absolutely terrified of that shot, but nipped it and hit it lovely. So hopefully I can hold that putt. So I think my final point that I want to make about the course designers I've mentioned so far in this video and what they mean to me when I'm approaching playing a new golf course is that, from a design standpoint, as I've already said, it doesn't mean a huge amount. I mean, I know a couple of the traits of a couple of the designers I've mentioned. I didn't know much about Fazio before I started playing this course and before I started looking up things about him last night. What it does mean to me though is when you're coming to a course with these guys' names on it, whether it's Fazio, who, as I said before, has a personal involvement with all the course he builds, or whether it's one of the other guys, many of whom do visit the sites and do personally design the courses, but they have massive design companies as well. But what I'm trying to get at here is any of these guys, whether it's Fazio, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, Pete Dye, all of these guys, they wouldn't put their name to a course if certain standards weren't going to be met, both in the layout and in the conditioning of the course, and if those standards weren't going to be kept as well. So I think what it means to me when I see one of these big names beside a golf course I've not played before is I'm about to experience a premium product. I'm going to experience a good golf course. I'm going to enjoy myself. And that's not that I have any fears that I'm not going to enjoy courses where these names don't appear, but it just is like a stamp of approval for me. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. Post some comments down below on anything I've said in this video. Pop any questions you might have about the Harbour course at Wild Dunes. I'm going to continue into the back nine in a different video, so be sure to tune in if you want to check out how my round goes. My score isn't perfect so far, but it's not too bad. And if you want to see the back nine, be sure to tune into the next video where we'll chat about another hot topic in golf. Obviously, if you're going to do that, subscribe to the Your Golf Travel channel, and I'll see you guys soon.